All right. Welcome, you guys. So I mentioned this, I think on Sunday. I don't know. I mentioned it at some point that I think we're going to possibly switch up our team call night. It seems like maybe Sunday mornings aren't perfect for everybody anymore. So I'm going to do a poll. We'll see what works best for everybody. Weeknights are really tough for me just because I'm behind in time a lot of you guys, and so by the time I get home from work and can actually sit down and be on Zoom, it's not usually till 6:30 my time. So we might have to work through that a little bit, but anyways, I'm gonna put a poll up and we'll see what works best for everybody. Okay, that being said, let's dive in. Let me share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen? No, you can't. Yeah, you can. Okay, awesome. Yay. Okay, so today we are going to talk about conversations that convert. And the little, wait, hold on. I can go. I don't actually know how to do this. You guys probably think I'm so stupid. Here we go. That way it's nice and big. Okay, yay. All right. So we all know how important it is to be having conversations with people, whether they're reaching out to us or whether we are reaching out to them, which any training you do, non-Beachbody related training that you do that has to do with either A, owning an online business, B, being a freelance personal trainer or health coach or any kind of sales, quote unquote, sales position, you have to talk to people. It's just the way it goes. And so our business is no different. And I want you guys to feel like you're having genuine, real, not slimy, not gross conversations. So that's what I'm going to kind of dive into tonight. Okay, so first things first. Okay, every single time I say that, I literally shouldn't say this out loud right now. Every time I say first things first or somebody else says first things first, I think first things first, I'm the realist. Was that Iggy? I can't say it without hearing that. Okay, sorry. I know. This is my life. This is who I am. Okay, be social on social media. This means that that Instagram and the Instagram algorithm like people who are making connections. So that's why they're getting super strict with a lot of their rules and things like that, because they don't want bots. They don't want bots, literally bots, that just go out there and follow a shitload of people and then never look back. They want people that are connecting, making human connections. So first with this is finding people to follow. And I have another training that I did. It was another team call, maybe a month ago or so, where I talked about this and who to follow and how to find these people. But the short of it is you can use hashtags. I recommend not using fitness. Do not use fitness. You can use maybe one. You can maybe when you're searching. So what I mean by that is searching hashtags and following the people that are posting those hashtags. But you don't want to be following people that already have 10,000 followers, because probably they're already doing something and they don't quote unquote need you. I mean, that sounds bad, but most of those people probably don't, and they're not going to give you another look. So if you're looking for fitness hashtags, make sure it's not Beachbody coaches. I feel so many of you guys come to me and you're the only people on social media are already Beachbody coaches. I'm literally, that's because you're looking for the wrong people, you guys. Let's be smart about it. If you're only searching fitness hashtags, that's what all of the other Beachbody coaches are doing. Think deeper about what you love other than fitness. That being said, I do think that there are plenty of people that are into fitness that would make great, let's say, coaches, things like that. I think that if you're going to do that, and you do want to find those fitness people, which is important. I mean, a lot of you guys were already into fitness. Some of you guys were personal trainers. Some of you guys were already super consistent in the gym. Some of you guys are already doing what we do as coaches on your social media. So I'm not discounting that those people wouldn't make a great Beachbody coach. But I don't think that hashtags is the way to do that. I think that maybe other really big fitness accounts that aren't Beachbody coaches I think that's one place to find them. But I just like want to be 100% honest with you. It's tough. It's tough, and you have to dig through. So because of that, it's important that you find other things that you enjoy. Or maybe let's say that yes, you love Beachbody, but you also love running. That's one. Like, I feel like that would be a good one. Okay. So it can be fitness related, or if you love lifting or whatever. Like, I just wouldn't do like straight up fitness girl or something like that. Sorry, that was a tangent. But you can also, like, I follow this girl that I'm not going to give you guys her name because I don't want you to just like go use all the same people that I use, because that's not going to do you any good. But there's this blogger, and she has the most beautiful page. She has insane interaction. Her followers are obsessed with her, and she is super fit. But her, I actually don't even know. She sells presets. I don't even know what else she sells other than presets. I don't know how she makes a living, or if she just like does it for fun. But she has, I want to say, like probably like 200,000 followers. And I found like, so I have been lately, because she has so many followers, she has such great interaction. It's like my tribe of people. It's people that live in California, which I think is really cool because I've never really targeted those people before. It's people that kind of already have an eye for social media. It's people that don't look like they're already just Beachbody coaches. I mean, of course, there's some of them. And so I've been using her page like for the past 3 days. The only people I've followed are from her page, and I've never done that before. Something else you can do is like friends of friends, so that, you know, when you follow them, it'll show that they follow you, so that their friend, when they see that you follow them, it's not super weird. Because then they're like, oh, okay, well, she must not be a total creep because my friend Susie already follows her, so that's fine. And she seems like she's motivating, because that's the idea. Like, it shouldn't feel weird to get yourself out there if you're sharing value. If you're not showing up on your page and you haven't posted in 5 days, and the only thing on your story is a picture of your dog, which, hey, I love posting pictures of my animals. Like, I'm not judging that. But if that's the only picture on your story right now and you haven't posted anything valuable in the past 5 days, then probably they're not going to follow you back. I wouldn't. I'd be like, who is this girl? She's random. But if you're posting value and I go to your page and I'm like, oh, like, she has some really great tips. I'm actually struggling with some of the things that she's talking about. Okay, I'm definitely going to follow her back. It sounds like she'll be super helpful for me. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And when you're going to find these people, don't just like click follow and call it a day. Interact with them. Like their pictures. Don't be weird about it. Don't like every single picture, even if you don't care. Look through them. Read their captions. If they have like, a lot of people don't really have good captions. I'm just going to be honest. A lot of people put like, me and my sister, which like that, no judgment, because that's what I used to do. But so like, it's kind of hard to comment all the time. But if they have a really good caption, comment on it. Show them that you actually read the whole thing. Because anytime somebody that I don't really know comments on my pictures, and like I can tell by what they said that they read the whole thing, I'm like, you actually spent like the 3 minutes it probably took for you to actually sit down there and read my entire freaking paragraph. That's impressive. So do that. If you have a genuine comment, don't just like, some of the trainings that I did when I first started, they were like, oh, you know, go be like, oh my gosh, your skirt is so cute. But like, if that doesn't feel genuine and you don't actually care about her skirt, don't tell her her skirt is cute, because guess what? She's going to know. But if like, I had one today that this girl, she had the background of her picture was like literally gorgeous. And like, I was thinking about it and I was like, I could comment on so many people's picture and be like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Where is it? But with her, I was literally like, girl, that background though, oh my gosh. And she was like, I know, right? And I was like, yeah, where is it? And it wasn't weird. It wasn't creepy. She didn't feel uncomfortable. I didn't feel uncomfortable. So there's a difference. I shouldn't use the word uncomfortable, but there's a difference between stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that are gross, doing things that make you think like, ooh, that felt weird. That felt gross. That felt like something that I wouldn't want somebody to say to me. Or there's a difference between like, I've never reached out to anybody before ever to ask them if they want my help on something. This is scary, but I'm going to do it. Those are two really, really, really different things. Okay. Okay. Watching their stories, I always watch. If people have stories, I always watch them because people are curious. People want to know who's watching their story. And so if your name shows up and they're like, who the heck's this girl? And then they go to your page, even if they didn't follow you back at first, they're going to be like, oh, wow, she watched my story. Or I love like doing like a little interaction with people's stories. I do that all the time because I feel like it's not weird. Okay. Also, don't forget about the people that are already following you. If it's been a while since you've like gone through some of your followers and spent, let's say, like 20 minutes just going through people that already follow you, even if they're not loving on all your stuff, maybe you're not showing up for them. But going through the people that you think that you could either make a really genuine connection with and you just haven't yet, or would make a great coach, or you know that they seem so sweet and you just think that you could help them on their fitness journey, go like on some of their stuff. Go like reconnect with them because that's what they probably forgot about you because you stopped showing up on their page. That's just how Instagram is. It's normal. Okay. So when people follow you back, again, don't be weird, but feel free to message them. I personally follow people that have private accounts. A lot of them follow me back. I don't personally think it's weird. I'm comfortable with it because I know that I'm sharing a lot of content. I know that I'm sharing a lot of value, so it doesn't feel super strange to me. It took me a while to get to that point, but sometimes you can like kind of see somebody's personality just from their profile or their little whatever profile picture or whatever. If they don't have a profile picture that's their face, or that I can't see them, I won't follow them. But I don't think it's weird. So like if somebody like that follows me back, then I'll go love on some of their photos or I'll go watch their stories and interact. But I really like messaging people. And you guys, anything that I say tonight, you can use, but please don't use it word for word because this is my personality. These are my words. And you saying it to somebody isn't going to do you any good because it's not your words. And okay, think about it this way. What if we both ended up randomly following the same person and we sent the exact same message? That would be so awkward for both of us. And then that gives both of us a bad name. But mostly like, I mean, that's probably really unlikely. I can't actually see that happening, but I do think that you should use your own words. Just put my words into your own words. So I usually say something along the lines of like, hey, Susie, thank you so much for following me back. Like, I really appreciate it. Or thank you so much for connecting with me. And then I'll try to say something about them, but I don't force it. If I don't really have anything to say about them, like, I love connecting with other fitness gals. Like, you're killing it on your journey. It's so great to connect with you. Or congratulations on being a new mama. It's great to connect with supportive women like you. If I don't have anything to say, I'll usually still thank them. Like, thank you so much for following me back. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, period. I don't say anything about my fitness journey. I learned that a long time ago. When I very first started, I would throw up on every single person that followed me, and I would be like, thank you so much for following me on my fitness journey. I'm new to this, and so sometimes it feels really weird, and so your support means the world to me, and if you ever have any questions about health and fitness, please feel free to reach out to me. And they're like, bitch, I don't even know you. Like, whoa, that was a lot. So I keep it short and sweet, okay? Next, don't forget about them. These new people, these new connections you're making, if you message somebody and they message you back, or even if they like just like your message because they don't know what to say, make sure you don't forget about them and continue to like the stuff that they're posting. Continue to watch their stories. And like, this is not like an excuse to just spend hours and hours a day watching people's stories. I'm super, super specific on who I'll watch. I literally, the only Beachbody coaches that I watch are you guys. Every once in a while, I'll watch Allie, my coach, probably once a month, maybe twice a month. I'll watch like Angie Bellamar, Mandy Kai, or something like that. Like, hardly ever. I have one other network marketer. She doesn't work for Beachbody that I watch every single day. And I have maybe like a couple other influencers that I rotate through. And that's it. So like, not a ton. Now granted, when you're brand new it's kind of nice to see what other Beachbody coaches are doing, to see who you connect most with, because like the top coach that I connect with probably isn't the same top coach that you guys connect with. And so you have to find kind of like that one coach that you always watch. And there's nothing wrong with that, but just spending time and time and time and time every single day watching all these coaches is not moving your business forward. And it's probably just frustrating you because you don't feel like you are where they are at yet. Okay. And it's okay to find inspiration, but think of it as inspiration, not comparison, not time wasted. Okay. And then, and I would limit yourself. Like I almost even put a timer sometimes on myself. Like, okay, I really do want to go connect with some of the people that I'm following already. So let me go do that for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. If I do it for 10 minutes every other day, that's a lot of people that I'm going to be connecting with every single week that are already following me. And, you know, I have people that I know would make a great coach, let's say. And so I always like their stuff, which means that Instagram knows that and always puts their stuff at the top of my page. So Instagram actually makes it easier for you. If there's people that you want to make sure you don't forget, definitely like write them down. But Instagram will do that for you a little bit, like on its own. Okay, developing a tracking system. I'm not going to dig like super deep into this, but I would say I just started doing this and I've really been liking it. Anybody, okay, let's say somebody follows me and I send them a message and they literally don't say anything. Their name never gets written down anywhere in like my life, okay? Because if I'm not asking them like for anything and they can't even like the message I sent, like they're not my tribe. I just think that's mean. Because it's different than when you like invite someone and they ghost you just because they're scared or they're confused or they don't know what to say. Like, I think that's different. But if you're literally like, hey, girlfriend, sending you good vibes, and they can't even like that, then I don't even write their name down. But if they do respond to me, I'll write their name down, like their Instagram handle, and I just kind of have a running list. And I don't wait too long because I don't want them to forget me. But then within the next couple days, let's say like less than a week, like a week max, there's kind of like a sweet spot. I think like the next day was maybe too soon, but somewhere between like maybe like 4 and 6 days from when you send that initial message. It's okay to send them an invite if you think that they could really benefit from what you have. If you think they would be an amazing coach, tell them that. Don't be weird about it. Don't throw up on them. Don't tell them like everything about it. Just tell them, hey, I do this thing. It's online coaching. I'm seeing your page. You're so inspiring. You have beautiful pictures. You would be amazing at it too. Has anybody ever like introduced that to you? And that's it. That's all you have to say. Or if somebody seems like really sweet and they said that they really appreciated your message or whatever, invite them to your boot camp. Say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I'm enrolling for my next boot camp and I would love to chat about your goals to see if it's possibly a good fit for you. What do you think? But you have that list of people so that you can go back and see. Let's say when you run out of people that are watching your stories, that's a new group of people that you can go have those conversations with. Okay. I kind of just touched on this and I feel like I'm talking way too much, so I'll go through this slide kind of quickly. I feel like you guys all know who your warm market is at this point. Like anybody that you know that you've ever had a conversation with that follows you or that you want to follow, that maybe you haven't talked since high school and you don't follow them, but you want to go back and follow them and then make a connection. Like that's all your warm market. And then like your sister is your warm market. Like it's your warm market is very broad. And it's basically people who know who you are. That's it. They know who you are. I would even say let's say that there's like a group of people that you've been following people and you've never really like messaged the people that follow you back. So you have this big group of people who follow you, but they've never gotten any kind of message from you, okay? And those people are watching your stories. They're your warm market. They are literally your warm market. They're maybe like your medium market because they've never actually like talked to you, but they're not your cold market. They know you because if you're active on your stories and you're going face to camera and you're talking every single day and you're talking about your workout and you're talking about your life and you're talking about your job and your dog and your sister and whatever, like they know you. So they're in like this realm of your warm market, I would say, or like, let's call it your medium, your lukewarm market, if you will. Okay. And then as far as your cold market, really think about what you would want from somebody that you weren't following. Would you want them to comment on your picture? Would you want them to just like some of your pictures? Would you want them to send you a DM before you even followed them, or before you even followed them? Like, think about what you want, because the people that you're going to attract are different than the people that I'm going to attract. So your cold market is going to want different things than what my cold market does. So just really think about those things. So like, think about how, if you didn't know somebody that followed you, and that was, let's say, a Beachbody coach or whatever, how would you want them to approach you? How would you want them to take you from your cold market to your warm market? Okay, does that make sense? Okay, this is what some of my invites look like. And again, put these into your own words, but I'm pretty short and sweet. So for challengers, hey Sally, thank you so much for the love on my transformation. Or thank you so much for watching my stories. Or thank you so much for watching my workout. Or thank you so much for voting on my poll. Like, whatever. I'm not sure if you saw, but I'm enrolling for my next boot camp. So I just wanted to reach out to see if you'd like to chat about the details and see if it's a good fit for you. Or sometimes I'll be like, are you working on any health? Are you working on any blah, blah, blah? Are you working on any health goals? I'd love to chat about my boot camp and see if it could be a good fit for you. Whatever. Show them that you're not just, show them that you actually care about what they have to say and what they're working on, so that you're not just like, hey, Sally, thanks for watching my stories. Do you want to join my boot camp? And she's like, I don't know what that means. What are you talking about? What's in it for me? But if you're like, hey, do you want to talk about your goals and see if this is right for you? Then she's like, okay, you're not forcing me into anything. You just want to kind of talk about it and see. And I would say that's more like an invite for somebody that you've never talked to before in your life. I think that if you know somebody's personality, you can, because like you are, let's say they're a high school friend that you haven't talked to in 5 years. You know that person, they were your friend at one point, you like have a decent idea of their personality. I think that your invite can be a little bit different. And I think that copying and pasting is not the way to go. So if you're not copying and pasting, that is going to come natural. And I think there's pieces of invites that you can copy and paste, but I think that maybe the beginning and the end should be different for everybody. Because you never know like what somebody's into. Like, hey Sally, I saw you're a runner. Do you do any other kinds of workouts? Like, tailor it to each individual person. For people who you think would make good coaches. Hey Susie, so I'm not sure sorry, let me start over. I'm reading right off of here. Hey Susie, so I'm sure you get asked constantly, but have you ever considered being a fitness influencer? You're doing so much of what we do already, and I know you would be amazing. Compliment them. If she is not really posting anything about fitness, but she has like the most gorgeous pictures ever and her feed looks like she's an influencer already, but you're like looking at her bio and it doesn't really say that she's like affiliated with anything, or it doesn't really give off the vibe that she's like selling anything or partnered with any companies or anything, that invite's going to look a little bit different. And I wouldn't necessarily, I would say maybe like something along the lines of, have you ever considered being a fitness influencer? Or like, I'm sure you're approached a lot about being an influencer, you know, are you currently partnering with any companies? Are you currently doing whatever? I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody. If you see somebody that's constantly posting their workout selfie every single day, I feel like that's so easy. Like, oh my gosh, Susie, you are like literally killing it on your page. You're doing exactly what I do already as a health and fitness coach. Like, have you ever considered doing online coaching? And just like see what they say. 9 times out of 10, maybe like 7 times out of 10, they're like, yeah, like I've looked into it, but I don't really know where to start. Or I've kind of looked into it, but I don't really know anything about it. Or like, yeah, I've talked to somebody about it, but I don't really know. Or they'll say like, yeah, I'm not really interested. And you can be like, okay, well, have you already like learned what it means to be an influencer? And they're like, no. And you're like, well then literally how do you know that you're not interested? And I've taken people from no, that's not something I'm interested in, to, oh, okay, yeah, I would like more information.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a specific girl in mind, and I'm just wondering if it would be like smart or not. I think she'd make a great coach because I know she's super into fitness. I'm pretty sure she does training on the side, or at least I know that's something she wanted to get into for a while. But my only hesitation is we went to the same high school, so we probably have a lot of the same following. So I don't want to like take potential people away from me by asking her to do it, and that's kind of what's stopping me. So what do you think about people that have probably like, obviously not all of her followers are the same, but we went to the same high school. A lot of the girls that I'm still like in touch with, I know she's still in touch with. So do you think that'd be a good idea or a bad idea to ask her as far as being a coach? Because I think she would be really good.
I think it's a great idea. I think you definitely should, and I wouldn't worry about that at all. Because other than high school, you have so many different connections. And as you grow, and let's say she signs up, and she ends up loving it, like as you guys both grow, you're going to grow your following to be completely different. And I think that, don't hesitate to invite those people from high school right now, because she's going to have people, let's say from college, or let's say from work, or from, I don't know if she's married, obviously, but like her husband's work or her husband's friends or whatever. So I would not hesitate. Or like, what if she started and she liked it and she didn't end up like pursuing it. And she didn't invite anybody. Then it's like, okay, well, at least I asked her. At least she tried it,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. No problem. I would totally invite her.
Okay.
Plus, I feel like that'll be a good way for you to be like, to help her hit her first milestones. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys had like exactly the same friends, or maybe she had a couple different friends that you maybe aren't comfortable inviting that are from high school anyways. And then that's what gets her emerald. And then that's one of your emeralds for your diamond, So like, and if she quit, okay, say she quit someday and she like signed up all these people, you get them.
Okay.
So,
all right, cool. Definitely worth it.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you do when someone is interested? And this is a topic that I don't think gets talked about enough. There are not enough trainings about this, and I want to help you guys with something that has kind of worked for me lately. This is more, I would say within the last like couple months, this is really what I've been doing. And it feels really good. So something that we tend to do when we're new coaches, and I know that a lot of you guys can relate to this, and that's okay, is that we tend to literally throw up on people. And that's because what we have is amazing. And like, I don't just say that like lightly. I truly believe in the depths of my soul that what we have is amazing. Everything from our workouts to our products, like I believe in them. And so I'm not afraid to talk about them. I'm not afraid to share them. But sometimes because our stuff is so good, we let our excitement get the best of us, and we just want to tell people everything. And that's natural, and you shouldn't be faulted for that, but it does overwhelm people. So here's kind of like my step-by-step process of how I take people from like, yes, I want more information, to yes, I'm in. Okay? So I'm going to give an example of challengers. Coaches is going to be similar. If you guys need like actual specific with coaches, like we can break that down, but I feel like that's going to take too long. So for right now, just to give you an idea of what it is that this looks like for me. Actually, you know what? I take that back. We're going to do both because they are pretty different. So sorry. Okay. We're going to start with challengers. So I say, let's go back to Susie. Was that Susie? Was challenger the Susie? No, Sally. Okay. Hey, Sally, blah, 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 whatever. Sally wants more information. And so the first thing after she says, yeah, I would love to hear more. First thing I say is, awesome. I would love to share more. Are you currently working on any like health goals at the moment? And she's probably either going to be like, yes, I'm like trying to lose the last 10 pounds and I just can't, or no, and she's going to like make an excuse of why because she's embarrassed that she's not, or like I really want to, but I just like don't know, or like I keep falling off the bandwagon or whatever. Okay. So whatever answer she gives you, you run with that next. So you say, that's okay. We've all been there. How, like, it's hard without giving like a specific example, but continue to ask questions. Okay. So let's say that she says, I'm trying to think like what the most common one is that I get. I feel like a really common one is, yes, I'm really just trying to be like healthier and lose weight. I feel like that's pretty close to what the majority of what I get people to say is I'm just trying to get healthier. I just need to lose weight. And so I say, okay, so what does your nutrition look like? Because I think that a lot of people don't realize how important their nutrition is. I don't think that people understand how poorly they're actually eating. I think that people are scared of what eating healthy means. And so I dive into that first. And I actually do get a lot of people that are like, I actually eat really well, but I have a really hard time getting motivated to work out. Okay, so even if they tell me that they eat really well, I ask what they eat. Like, okay, that's so awesome. Like, that's a great start. Having your nutrition on track is like one of the best ways to get healthy. But obviously working out is important too. So what is kind of like a sample like meal day look like for you? Oh my gosh, I word it way better than that. I don't know why I can't think right now. And they kind of break down. Or if I don't want to like completely overwhelm them with that answer, I'll be like, okay, so like, what does like a typical morning look like for you? Like, do you drink coffee, or do you typically eat breakfast, or what does your breakfast look like? Because I feel like what people are eating in the morning, a lot of people say they are not eating in the morning, which to me is a red flag. And then that kind of gets people to be like, oh, I actually do really well in the morning. I have like oatmeal and some eggs, but really at night is when I fall off because that's when I have all my cravings. So you can be like, okay, that's really helpful for me to know. And then anytime that I can give them tips or advice, I do. And do not be stingy with the value that you can provide people, because that's not going to make them be like, oh, well, I don't need her. That's going to make them be like, wow, she's really great. She's giving me free information. Okay, I want more. She has this information that she's giving for free. So what's she going to give me if I pay her? Like, that's how you need to be looking at it. And that's part of having an abundance mindset. And that's really important. As you guys are doing personal development, you'll hear the importance of an abundance mindset. But so, if somebody's like, yeah, I have a really hard time at night, I might be like, okay, well, how much are you eating throughout the day? Because you might not be eating enough. And that always throws people off. But a lot of people aren't, because they're eating literally like 3 meals a day, and then they're still hungry at night. And so they eat everything in sight because they're sitting on the couch and they're like not even paying attention to what they're doing. Or if you can tell people, like, if they're like, oh yeah, I get really bored with lunches at work because like I don't know what to make. You can give them an idea, like, yeah, I found that if I just eat bland foods, it helps me to really not stick with my nutrition. So I've learned that eating healthy doesn't have to be gross. It doesn't have to be bland. It doesn't have to suck. And like maybe even send them a recipe. Like, here's a recipe of like one of my favorite wraps that I make and take for lunch. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And then you just keep building that conversation. You keep asking them questions and show them that you actually care about them as a human being. Because if they say, yes, I'm interested in more information, and you say, great, here's my package. It's $160 and you get access to my boot camp, and you get all your workouts and meal plans and superfood shakes. And then they're like, okay, that's cool. But they're not going to see the value because you have not invested a single second into them. And if you can't invest a couple minutes into them, if you can't invest like, let's say a week of talking to them, they're not going to want to invest a dime in you. Like, not to be harsh, but like, does that make sense? Hopefully. Sorry, so thirsty. The people really they need to feel like they can trust you. They need to feel like they can know you. They feel like they need to know you as who you are. So just be genuine. And then I always try to kind of stress that we are a community. I talk about my boot camps. If they say something like, yeah, I have a really hard time with motivation, I'll usually slip in there so that they know, because I don't necessarily, like, obviously at the very end when they're like ready, I tell them what our packages include. And I include our boot camp with that. But I'm not like giving them a list at the beginning of everything they get. So anytime I can like slip that in there, I will. So if they say like, yeah, I don't really eat a super healthy breakfast because I feel like I'm always rushing out the door. Like, oh my gosh, well, I'm totally the same way. I'm always running late for work. And so I just drink a smoothie every morning, and it has like all the nutrients my body needs to get me through the morning. And they're like, oh, okay, like what's that? And then you can talk about that. Or if they're like, I have such a hard time getting motivated to work out. I feel like I'm gonna start going to the gym consistently and then I just don't. And you're like, oh my gosh, like I totally get it. I used to be the same way. I had a waste of a gym membership for like 5 years, and I feel like I was just throwing money away because I didn't have anybody to go with, and I couldn't motivate myself to go like alone. And so one of the awesome things is that part of my boot camp is access to our community where you can check in for accountability and motivation and support. And that's really what's helped me like stay motivated and show up for myself every day. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. And you're like, I know. So like anytime you can slip that kind of stuff in, do it. Okay. And I guess, okay, so then once I usually end it with, and I'm still working on like what the perfect thing to say is, but after I feel like I've gotten a pretty good idea, I'll usually be like, okay, if I know what workout I think would be great for them, because so many people are like, yeah, I maybe work out like 3 to 4 times a week and I go to the gym, blah, 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 but I feel like I'm not like seeing any results. So to me, if they're already working out 3 to 4 times a week, I instantly think lift 4, because people that are only showing up for themselves 3 or 4 times a week might have a really hard time showing up for themselves 6 days a week. And, or if they say, if you are asking like, well, what are your workouts like? If they're saying that they already work out, which a lot of people do, and they're like, yeah, I do a lot of cardio, or like I'm a runner, or like I usually go like on the elliptical for a while and maybe like use some weights a little bit, but like I don't really know what I'm doing. Like then you can be like, oh my gosh, there's this program. It's only 20 minutes and you'll sweat your butt off. You would think that you couldn't see results in 20 minutes, but guess what? You can. And then you don't have to tell people the names of the program, but you can say something like, oh, okay, do you think that, or you can say, I think that a great program for you would be one that's only 4 days a week and it mixes lifting with HIIT workouts so that you will burn the most amount of fat and you can also still build a little bit of muscle, because I know you said that you like lifting weights as well. And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, that sounds perfect. So you don't have to be like, okay, so I'm going to hook you up with Lift 4. You just have that in the back of your mind. So then you're like, okay, awesome. So do you have any other questions for me before I like break down like how to get started with me? And they're usually like, no, because you've already told them everything that they need to know. And then I send them usually like the image of the package options. And then I'll say something along the lines of, okay, so keep in mind that this is for an entire year. It's a one-time payment. And you get access to my boot camps, and we'll make sure we get you hooked up with the right workouts and nutrition plans for you. And they're like, okay, awesome. And then they take a look at it. And this is something that I get into a little bit later, but I might as well finish off my process. And we can skip it later. And then there is like a 50-50 chance that they're going to message you back. And if they don't, that's okay, because you are going to either in Asana, 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 look it up. I'm not going to explain it. It's too much to explain in this call. I use that to track my people. So you're going to put them in Asana and you're going to say, okay, Asana, remind me in 2 days to follow up with this person because you're probably going to forget. Or if you're a pen and paper person still, that's fine. Just try to be nice and organized, even if you're going to do that. And you're going to write their name down and you're going to put the date that you need to follow up with them. And you're going to follow up and say, hey, just wondering if you had a chance to take a look at the packages. Do you have any questions for me? That's it. That's it. You don't have to throw on them again. That's all you have to say. Okay? Sorry. Okay. When you're inviting coaches, this one's a little trickier. What time is it? I want to make sure I'm not taking too much of your time. Okay. I'm going to fly through this one and maybe I'll do another separate training on this one because this is it's a little bit more complicated. But I'm going to tell you what I've been doing and where I'm headed because I'm about to revamp what I've been doing. So I filmed 2 videos, and one was what we do as coaches and like literally on a daily basis, what coaching is. And the other one was how we make money and how to get started. Okay? They're 10 minutes each, and I uploaded them to my IGTV. And anytime I ask somebody if they want to know more about what it means to be a coach, or if they think that they would be interested, or if that sounds good to them, I say, awesome. I actually explained everything in a couple IGTVs. Can I send them your way? Or do you think you'd have time to watch them? They're about 10-ish minutes each. And then they'll usually say yes. And then you can just send them over, okay? Allie Navarro, she does something else. She uses a website. It's called Thinkific. And it's essentially the exact same thing, except she says, okay, I have a website where I explain everything. I break it all down. And it's just a lot more, I don't know what the word is, but like, it has more. She shows like testimonials from like us. She has like a little bit, instead of just like 2 long videos, she has it more like broken down where she introduces herself and then she like breaks it down a little bit more. And then I don't even remember everything she has, but she even has like the price in there, or like you can sign up to choose your option or everything like that. She literally has it all within a website. And that's something I'm working on. I just haven't gotten there yet personally. So, but that's what I recommend. And if you're like, I'm brand new and I literally don't know how to talk about this business, you can always use mine. You can send people my IGTVs. I don't care. But I will say that you will be much more successful once you're confident and comfortable enough to send people your own. That being said, if you're still in your warm market, I think that can be more of a conversation. If it's people you know, if it's people that know you, if it's people that don't have to get to know who you are and they already know maybe that you're into fitness or whatever, like that process can be sped up a little bit and you don't necessarily need those videos. But if you're into your cold market and you're inviting people that you've never talked to before, I think the videos are really powerful. That being said, if you want to try doing it without videos, if you want to try doing it just through conversation and voice memos, again, don't throw up on people, but there's nothing wrong with that. Try it, okay? We all have to be innovative, and whatever works for us, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so what happens when someone says they want information and then you never hear from them again? I already told you that I follow up with everybody within like a day or 2, usually around 2. 2 is kind of my sweet spot. I'll follow up and just be like, hey, do you have a chance? If I'm sending them videos that are 10 minutes long, I might even wait 3 days and be like, hey, did you have a chance to ever like watch those videos? What questions can I answer for you? Just kind of like as a reminder, if they didn't watch them yet, to remind them to watch them. Or if I ask somebody like, hey, if I ask somebody what their goals were and they ghost me, sometimes that happens because guess what? People forget. It doesn't mean they hate you. Maybe they just literally forgot. You can pop in and be like, hey, did you still want to chat about your health goals and possibly get you into my boot camp? And they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. Yes. And then they'll tell you what their goals are. So if somebody ghosts you and you follow up and they still ghost you, or if somebody tells you, no, I'm not interested. If they're mean about it, I don't usually necessarily follow up with them. If they're mean about it and they still watch and like all my stuff, I follow up with them. I don't care. If they tell me not right now, the time isn't good, I still follow up with them anywhere between a month or two, depending on the vibe I get from them. I put them again. I put them into Asana, and Asana reminds me to follow up with them in a couple months. And then I don't ever send the exact same message to the exact same person. But I might say something similar like, hey, I know last month wasn't great for you. Would you like to chat about your goals again this month? Or I know last month wasn't great for you to start coaching, but I thought this month might be better. I'm opening up a mentorship. Would you want to chat more? And just see what they say. They might ghost you again, but that's okay. That's gotta have thick skin. Unless somebody that you actually like are friends with ghosts you, you can't worry about it because they're not your people, and that's literally okay. Okay, that's it. I wanted to leave time for like a Q&A. If you guys have any questions, we only have like 10 minutes left, but I'm happy to answer anything that you guys have, anything I can help with. Anything?
Is there a general graphic? I know we briefly talked about this in Instagram messages, and I know like this month the graphic that we're all using has like the morning meltdown. Is there like a general one for like base packages? Because I find myself like there's a few people I'm talking to that, for example, I think Lift 4 might be good for them, or 21 Day Fix, or one of those workouts, and like I don't know what to send them. Like, I don't know if I should like screenshot it when I find it and send that to them, or is there just like a general graphic somewhere in our coach office?
So no, there's no general graphic. I mean, other than like the individual ones, I would say I would use as the base package, I would use the Morning Meltdown one because it's the best value. They get all the workouts still, but they get all the stuff that comes with Morning Meltdown, and it's still $160.
Okay.
So that being said, if you want to use, I'm trying to think, I think that I haven't done it yet, honestly. I know I said I would, and I've just been kind of like winging it with people because I haven't had time to sit down. I'll try to do it ASAP, but you guys can also make your own too if you want. But I think what I'm going to do, because people love the 80-day obsession pack for whatever reason. So I think what I might do is I'm going to do one for $160 that has the Morning Meltdown. Because again, it's also $160 for the most basic pack, and they don't get all the stuff. So they might as well get the on sale one for the same price. And then I'm going to do one that has the 80-day obsession one for $180 because it has even more stuff. It has the containers, it has the loops and the sliders, and it just looks like more. Like people are weird. I mean, I get it though. And like it just looks like better bang for your buck. And then the next one I think would be the $220. And again, that would be the Morning Meltdown one. And then after that, depending on how many you want to show people, I think would be the $240, which is the other 80-day obsession one that has the performance line and the Shakeology, I think.
Not to throw a kink in your plan.
Yeah, go ahead.
For a little bit, they didn't give dates, but they are adding or offering the UPF as an add-on to Morning Meltdown for $70. So if you think that they would really benefit from the nutrition or not, but just would be interested in the information with the nutrition,
yeah,
that would be a great option. And like I nicknamed them all fun things. So like I know you're rolling your eyes. Like the foodie is what I used for the nutrition one.
I love it.
Because like, I don't know, I feel like it's trendy to be a foodie right now. So it's like, well,
totally.
This is good information.
Rayleigh, are you willing to share that with us? Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, if you post in the team page, we would all love you forever.
So I don't actually have the final pricing on the UPF edition.
Okay.
Just because I don't know if the $70 is US or Canadian.
Oh.
But I will give you what I have.
Well, okay, so something's 42, right?
Well, I think it's just the digital.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Right.
so that, yeah. Honestly, I was gonna ask you to just make a share cart, or like I was gonna just try and make a share cart with somebody and just add in the Morning Meltdown information and just see what I got for pricing. Because I assume that the Canadian's gonna be more than the US still.
Yeah, I'm sure. You can type, I literally do this all the time to check stuff. I literally go into ShareCart and I do blah, 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 with my keyboard at blah, blah, blah.com. And then I do, for the first name and second name, I just put letters and I go to the thing. That sounds so silly and stupid, but I do it all the time.
Perfect.
Because then you can see because you're like, well, I don't know, it's kind of confusing. And then you don't want to like make up a name and you're like, how do I find somebody? It doesn't care. It lets you do that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I really liked how the graphic we had last month had like the package with, which one was it? I don't think it might have been the basic, not the bare basic, where it had the sliders and stuff. So I think that's a really good idea, Christina, if you do that with what was that, $180 with the sliders and stuff. Because there's a couple people that I talked to that are going to sign up this month that was the one that they liked. Now I'm like, crap, I can't find it. Where is it? Where'd it go? So I've been doing that with ShareCart, where I just put like a random email and like my first and last name, and I'm like trying to find it.
Well, if you're looking for that, something like that, if you're not building more than just one thing in the ShareCart, you can go to just teambeachbody.com, go to shop, and it'll show you all the challenge packs.
Okay.
It's way easier that way.
Okay.
Because then it'll show you all of them all at once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, kind of. You'll see what I mean. Like not literally all at once, but like kind of.
Yeah.
Better.
And you can change the dollar. So you can change Canadian, US, or UK.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
Yeah. What other questions do you guys have? Okay, we're going to take a picture. You guys ready? I'll tag you guys. Unless you're like, please don't tag me, then I won't. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, you guys, I will post the recording. And if you have any questions that you think of, don't hesitate to reach out, obviously. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I wish I could say that clearly this is a good time, but I just happened to work from home today, and 5 o'clock for me on a Monday never works. But I'm glad it worked for all of you guys, and I'm glad we were able to do it today. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. Watch me and Rayleigh to see the behind the scenes of Summit, and we will be sharing all week long. All right, you guys, have a lovely weekend.
I wish it was the weekend. Don't toy with me like that, Christina.
I know. I think we all wish it was the weekend. Okay, you guys. Happy Monday.
Bye.
Bye.